This is Iron Man Duck here to give you a how-to video on how to split parts of your clip where you can take out dead time and how to do transitions between those splits. This way your edits look even more professional. Alright, so we're going to be doing all this in CapCut. CapCut has a free version and that's what I'm using, so everything here is free. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to import the video. So you see up here where it says import, we're going to click on that import button there. So here we go, click. Now it'll bring up wherever your files are saved, and if it doesn't, you just use this drop down menu here. You can use the drop down menu here, or if you look on the left side here, you just go to wherever you have your files, desktop, whatever, which are all, that's the easiest way right here. Okay, so I made two videos before this, and so that we can do the editing process together. Okay, so we're gonna import our first video. So open. Once you import it, it brings it right up here to your, you know, where your videos are. From there, you hit this plus button. There's a plus button right up there in the middle of that picture. You click it with your left mouse, bam, and it brings up the video. But as you can see, look how compressed that is. There's no way you could edit it that compressed. So it's like, what do we do now? Well, what you do now is you come over here to the far right and you'll see a slide bar. All right, you'll see a slide bar right in this area here. So you grab the slide bar and you can move it. See, when you pull it all the way over to the right, it makes the more and more frames. If you pull it all the way to the left, it makes it a really tight frame. I like to go about halfway. It gives me the perfect amount of in between frames to cut things out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the editing process. So we're going to push play. Iron Man done. Now, as you can see there was a few seconds of dead time before I start talking. Those few seconds of dead time could be the difference between if someone sticks around or not. So with the left mouse button, you can hold, click and hold your left mouse button, and you can move your little space bar back a little bit, right? Or your little timestamp bar. So, let's see here if we can get it right. So, Iron Man. Okay, so I start talking a little bit over before I move my hand. So we're going to go right here. Okay, so once you let go of that, hit the left mouse button, right? Make sure everything's highlighted. Okay, so we have everything highlighted. The highlighting is going to be important here. Now, if you come right over here, right up there, it's called the split button. So you're going to hit the left mouse, bam, you split. Now see how the right side is highlighted and the left side's not? Whatever side is highlighted is what you're working on. Now we don't want to do anything else right yet with that side. So we're going to highlight this side. See how that's highlighted? Now to get now that we have this highlighted, this is dead time. So we want to get it out of there. So you just go right click and then come up to where it says delete and then just left click. Okay, let's see how well we did on our edit. Iron Man Duck here. Now you see how that few seconds is gone. So let's say that you messed up and you had cut out part of what you wanted to do and you didn't mean to. So right up here, you'll see, yeah, that one right there. That's the undo button. That's your best friend. The undo button, you can come up to that, and if you hit the left mouse while you're still working on your problem, bam, you see how that came back? So then you could just do it again, and then you could do it a second time, and then it would completely put it back together, and then you could move your clip bar over. So we're going to go ahead and delete this, or I can just show you. So if you did it again, see now it went all the way back. So we're going to splice exactly where we want it to. So we're going to hit the splice button. So now we hit the left mouse and we're going to delete this, right, and delete. Okay, so now what we're going to do is start back at the beginning and we're going to go on through the video and see what's going on here real quick. Iron Man Duck here to bring you a how-to video on cut, clipping, and transitions. So basically what we'll be doing in this video is I'll teach you how to cut out little dead sections like example. Okay, so right here I'm making an example of dead sections so I can show you the clipping again. So let's see here. Example. Okay, so just a little further back. Okay, so example. Now I paused right there. So I left click to highlight this. So then we're going to hit uh, splice. Okay, so that made a splice here. Now let's, to cut out the dead space, we're going to push play, right? Okay, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going like that. Okay, so like that. So we're going to come back just slightly so we splice. Very important here. Left click. Now we got this right side. We got this here. See how it's all highlighted? Wherever this little bar is where it'll cut the video. So we've got the bar right there. Clip or splice. Now we don't want to mess with the right side because we're still working on that. This middle part here is what we want to splice out between the two. If you come back over here, if you look over here, see this part, and then we want this dead space of 6 seconds out, right? So I hit the left mouse button here, and then we're going to right click and delete. Okay, so what that did now is it brought the two things together. Now let's see how well we did on that, and then I'll show you how to put a transition in between these. Example, see, we just let, okay, let's see here. See, we just let 10. Okay, so see, we did. So we need to clip that just a little bit more. So let me see here. So we move that bar, click on here on the right side, splice, and then here in the middle, let's take that out, right click, delete. Okay, let's see how that sounds now. Example, see, we just let, see how I did that? I took that little part out and clipped that out. Now, as you can see though, when you do it like this, there's a hard break in between, right? Example, see, we just let 10 seconds, see how that went by, but see how it kind of flickers like that? Here's the transition part. So you put your little bar here, right? And then you right click in here. Let me see if I'm doing this right. There's a way to do this. Okay. Let me. I'm trying to remember. I'll have to. Let me see here. Oh, okay. I remember now. Right here where it says transition. So you click on the transition button here, right when you have it in between, and then once you do that, anything that says pro is to pay. Uh, if it doesn't say pro, it's free. So we're gonna just find something that we like. Let me see here. I'm gonna go with a let's see, blur. Yeah, we'll just do a blur movement or like a pixelated income. So you just click this button to download it. That, see, we just, and then to add the transition, you push plus. Okay, so we got that there. So now look, watch when it goes across. Example that. See, we just let 10 seconds go. See how it did that whole splice over? So now we'll continue forward on. But basically, yeah. So to add the transition, you'll be in the middle here. Then you click up here on transition. They'll pop up, and then you can pick whatever transition. Just remember, make sure it's not pro. Okay, so let's go. See, we just let 10 seconds go by, so I'll teach you how to cut that out and put it together. And then once we do that, I'm going to show. All right, so we're going to let it play a little bit more. How to add the transition like we're going to do to this next part. Watch. So we're going to make another clip. Okay. So again, that's going to be redundant, so we pretty much don't need this in this part of the video now that I've shown you already. So we left, we left click, we left click, we clicked over here, then we split. Now we're going to take all that out. Push play. In fact, I might end up taking the rest of this out. This has been Iron Man. And then see, I messed up on my outro here, so we're going to go ahead and just take all of that part out because none of that was necessary now that I've already showed you the transition. So we're going to delete that. Now, since I messed up my outro, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I want a better outro. So I just re-recorded my outro, right? So now that's pretty easy. You click on the media, right? So we click on the media, and that'll take you back to where you're at. So from there, we hit the import button, I'm going to put in video 2 because I recorded my outro post. So we'll put OK right there. Okay, so that says 2. So we add that on there. So now we want to transition between that before it goes. Now, like when I'm going out with these, I like to use a certain kind of transition. So let's see here. So we got that. So left click on your transition. There's one that says like social media. I like to end with this one here. Where is it? I like to end with this one right here. Like so, you just click on the plus with your mouse button. So now watch. This is Iron Man Duck. Now see here, I actually uh, need to edit that out. So let me see here, because that's dead space. You want to get rid of the dead space. So let me see here. Let's go there. So we might actually have to. This is okay. Back a little bit here. Take this. Okay, take that right there. So we're going to splice it. Okay, this one we're going to delete. So right click, hit delete. Okay, so let's see if we got it better now. Because you always want to take out the dead space. This is Iron Man Duck. Remember, perfect. Those who care about you accept you for who you are, and those who don't need to be in your life. Keep bringing the sunshine. Like, follow, subscribe.